Here I am asked to algebraically solve each system and state the method you used. It also says to graphically check your answers, which I'm not going to do just because I don't want to try and also record Desmos on this. But if you want to, you can go ahead and use Desmos to check where these two equations cross for A and for B. So to start on this first one here, this one is ripe for substitution because it's already set up for us where y equals 2x plus 1. So I can literally just substitute that into that second equation, which helps me get from my two equations with two variables to now I have just one equation. I've put them together with just one variable. So to solve that, I'm going to go ahead and distribute, which becomes 2x minus 4x minus 2 equals negative 11. And then I'm going to combine like terms to get negative 2x. I'm going to add 2 to both sides to get negative 9. Divide both sides by negative 2, which gives me 4.5. I'm just going to leave this as a decimal. I mean, it could just be 9 over 2 if you wanted to leave it as a fraction. That would be fine too. But in this case here, when I go through this, I'm going to plug in 4.5. So I'm kind of using substitution a second time to find my y value because I'm plugging in y equals 2 times my x value, which is 4.5 plus 1. So y equals 9 plus 1. So I see my y value is 10. Depending on your teacher, some teachers are fine with x equals and y equals. Some want you to write it as a coordinate to show that you know that graphically this would be where those two functions cross, or where the x and the y values make both equations true. Second one over here, I am going to use elimination to start because I see that the x, y's, and constants are all stacked on top of each other. And the thing is, I can't just use straight elimination. I'm also going to use this multiplication tool to help me, because right now, if I just added or subtracted these functions, it wouldn't eliminate anything. So I'm really going to multiply this whole top equation by 3, because I see that when I do that, this 2/3 y, when I multiply it by 3, it becomes 2, which will then eliminate the y's when I'm done. So I multiply the whole thing by 3, which leaves me with just x plus 2y equals 15. So that's the multiplication part. And now I'm going to use the elimination part by just adding these two functions together. So when I do that, I get 6x, and then these cancel out, which is good because that's what elimination means. I'm trying to eliminate a variable. And now I have one equation with one variable. Divide both by 6, which gives me my x value is equal to 5. And then I'm kind of also going to use substitution here because I'm going to take this 5 and plug it back in for x so that I can solve for y. When I do that, I get 25 minus 2y equals 15. And subtract 25 from both sides to get negative 2y equals negative 10. Divide both sides by negative 2, which gives me my y value that is also 5. And to put my answer here as a coordinate, I see that it would cross at 5, 5. So if you threw this on Desmos, both of those equations would cross at these coordinates that we found for x and y.